Hello and welcome to ABW Radio. Yes, I am not happy. I don't know why. I've just been through fucking purgatory. God help us all. Right, in the chat box already, we have the one and only Walrus and Hedgehog, the Mega Man himself.
He wins the award for the first person there.
Would you just behave?
Sorry.
We have Corey Austin.
Cheers, Corey.
We have Joshua Page. We love you, Corey Austin. We adore you. Joshua Page, Michael Donahue, and 235-100. Medi, Michael Donahue again. You get 2 shout-outs, mate. Boy, you're a winner. Let's have a look. Gustav von Aschenbach, Daniel Cronin, Pablo Ama, Jove 82. We love Jove. Oscar Arias. I'm trying to give everybody a shout out here because Stephen Edwards. Hey, Steve, you can't blame Rambo again. Mr. V, formerly Noza. Rudy Rastlos. Stick, I tell you what, we're loving the chat box as usual. Tonight I'm joined by Danny the GFB. Danny, say hello.
The GFP is my car, but thanks all the
Danny,
same.
Shut up, you tart.
All right, say hello. Shut up. You feel like a beaten child.
Just say hello. Say hello.
You should cry with getting another smacked ass. That's an oxymoron.
Alex from Nigeria.
You want another one?
Shut up. Alex from Nigeria. Payush Kapoor. I'd say, it's all happening here. It's all happening here. Josh, say hello.
Hello.
Okay?
Yeah, I took a snooze midway through that game, but, you know, we're through to the next round.
You didn't miss anything either. You didn't miss anything. Okay. That black guy. I know this podcast will be more entertaining than the match. Do not speak too soon. Marble Halls TV. Jamie Fitzgerald. Norma Ott. Joshy Gonmay. Oh, it's his first live. Joshy, it's your first live show. Hello. I tell you what, it's all happening. Right. Okay. Let's get straight into this because it's past my bedtime. Lineups as we expected. Again, a mixture of the youngsters with a bit of experience. Red Star turn up. They've annoyed the hell out of Carl. They've been wrecking trains in the underground. Carl is not happy. Red Star fans, hold your head in shame, and not just for your team. Your behaviour is abhorrent. Don't anger Carl.
Fucked.
And right, here we go. Game kicked off. Much of a muchness. There was a really good interception, Danny, from El Neni, where they did a dangerous cross in the box. He intercepted it, and it was a lovely ball out through the box. When he first played it, I thought, oh my God, what's going on here?
Well, that's because he is a midfielder playing at centre-back. That's why he can pass the ball out. If it had been in central midfield and he'd have done that, you'd have gone, well, that's his job. So, next thing.
That's all we got to say is thank God it wasn't Coughlin passing it through that box. I'm sorry. There's going to be certain theme to tonight's show, people, okay? And we all know what it's going to be. Josh, Theo Nelson make an early break. Ollie had a chance. It looked fairly promising from the first 5 minutes, didn't it? Josh, are you on mute? Was he gone?
Has he fucking gone?
Wait.
He's dead. He's just been a breakout in his prison. I'll be Josh.
Josh has died. Okay, be Josh.
Cock was brilliant tonight. He's by far the best player on the pitch. And I'm a lover of the cock. And I live in a dungeon and I'm ginger.
Right, okay. What are we... You're back. You're back. Is your name Francis Coughlin? Missing again?
Where did he guess it?
Whoa.
Well played. Oh.
There was a few players that were missing in that game.
Whoa. Right, and then the question was...
Flip-flop.
there was a nice early break from Theo and Nelson. Nice ball on. Nelson powered down the right-hand side. Ollie had a chance. We looked quite promising first 5 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. It looked like, Red Star had come out to play, really. They were a lot more adventurous than they were in the first leg, which, took us till near the death to break them down. But perhaps that was, the nail in the coffin of this being a 0-0, saying early, oh, we'll get a goal early on and do quite well. But yeah, I think overall it did look a bit more of an open game overall, and that Belgrade looked to try and get something from it.
Yeah, they were a lot more positive. Danny, we had a couple of early chances we couldn't capitalise. And then all of a sudden they came back into the game, and all of a sudden they were on the attack a bit. Were you ever concerned?
Yeah, they got in their league. I think they're still top of their league by, I think, 4 or 5 points. They've got a really good goal difference. They're a little bit further into their league season than we are into ours. And they've got that bloke up front, the Bukaki. I think that's his name. He's leaf streaks all over the place. I thought he was quite good. I'm just going to go and have a look at how many goals he's got this season, because at times he looked like he was going to score. He's got 6 in 10 this season, and he had 12 in 16 last season. But he's a journeyman. He spent time in Holland, in the French, in the Italian first and second divisions. He spent a time in the Premier League with Elche, and then he was at Juventus.
Yeah, he was in their youth academy.
Oh, that's why he looks pretty decent.
He was awful.
I mean, that's why he's pretty decent now. Not back then. Back then he was obviously rubbish because he's only on the bench once. So, I thought he would look pretty good. So I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have scored. But there was that Litalik bloke, isn't that? Is that the one that played at Liverpool?
Yes.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is that one.
Oh, was it Anthony Litalik?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think so.
Yeah, well, there can't be too many of that name. But there was a few of them. They looked like they'd come then. I think the home leg, they looked like they didn't try as hard in the home leg as they did in the away leg. I don't know if that's because they've learned from what we would be putting out on the pitch. They maybe change their tactics around that, or whether I don't know. I can't think of a reason why we were just very, very poor.
No, to be fair, they did come out in the first half and have a pop at us. Josh, my next note is Coughlin wandering around aimlessly, looking uncomfortable whenever the ball comes within 5 yards of him. Talk to me about that, please.
Yeah, Coquelin did not have a great game at all. Jason's loving this because we had should we say a conversation earlier prior to the and during the game about how Coquelin was playing or not playing in certain respects. But yeah, I think he does come up for a lot of harsh criticisms, but a lot of it from this evening is certainly warranted. He didn't have a great game. However, I would say he wasn't the only one who wasn't great.
He wasn't alone. No, I will give you that. He was not alone again.
I'm not going to go as far as praising him, Jace, because you'll find me and you'll kill me. But
I would never do that, mate. I would never do that.
Well, yeah, I that's the level that I think I can get away with at the moment.
To be fair, I think the technical term for Francis Coughlin's performance tonight is a massive bag of wank.
I was going with omnishambles.
That's far too polite.
But yeah, I think we were discussing earlier how we probably should have switched him and El Neni. Get Coquelin away from that final third and bring El Neni, who's technically better, further up the field.
That's fair enough, but you don't want Coughlin in that back three. You just don't.
That big bag. Have you seen David Unsworth? He's gone full Neville Southall, isn't he? He's at least 300 PSI, bless him. Fucking, I tweeted earlier they should rehire Koeman just so they can fire him again after that fucking shit show tonight. I think we're in trouble, people. They spent 150 million quid and they're bottom of the Premier League almost, and out of Europe when they were playing a load of binmen.
Oh,
yeah.
Are we talking about the feeder league again?
It might as well be our Premier League.
Danny, I do apologise, listeners, but these are my actual notes. Okay,
Are they written in blood or tears?
Anger, pure anger. Stojkovic acting like a see you next Tuesday. Right, I'm going to make this point now, okay? I have never seen, I've rarely, seen a team come to us and roll about and lie down and dive and nonce about quite as much as this Red Star team. They are an embarrassment to football. And you know, they've got a few players who can actually play.
They didn't even do it well, did they?
No, they didn't. It was pathetic. Talk to me about it.
Well, yeah, like you're saying, it's a little bit. I thought they looked good. Definitely looked good in the first half, and they got the players to do some damage against us. And they should have seen that lineup and gone, well, they've got 7 young Englishmen starting. Not 7 young Englishmen, is it? Because Theo isn't young. Theo's about 40 odd now. Just going to have a look. Oh, so yeah. So I suppose it's 5 young Englishmen all playing. And between them, they've only got a handful of games. And you'd think, well, we're going to go there. We're going to use most of those who play for Red Star are going to be international at some level or another. And they've got some decent players who like Bukaki, who's played in 2 or 3 other top leagues. And you'd think that, well, they're going to come out there and they're going to make a go of it like they did in the first half. But it was surprising. I'm looking at whoscored.com because I don't think the other place does any kind of stats yet. I'll go and have a look. But they matched us on corners. It was 4-3 to us on corners. They had apparently 1 shot wide. That can't be right. I'll refresh the page.
Oh, bear with me a second. Vloplob's in the house. Now, if I remember correctly, Vloplob is a Cologne fan. And Cologne only went and won 5-2 tonight.
Yes, they did. They had some Japanese bloke come off the bench and get 2.
Yeah, I'd like to say hello. Bear me a second. Yes. I'd like to say hello to Karik235. Obviously, he's a friend of ours from Belgrade. You're a massive twat. Take care. Goodbye. Wiedersehen. Fuck off. Aye, wankers.
Sean's there. She says she misses you.
Hello, Sean.
Hey,
it is Vloplob. I got Serbian Magic. I'm in the chat. Hello, Serbian Magic. I can't understand the words. Enjoy.
I think saying hello. It's not as bad as there's not enough vowels in it to be Welsh, is there?
Radovan Pavlovich is in the house.
Oh, hello.
Sean Sweetman's in the house. Hello, Sean.
I said she misses you.
This is more fun. I miss Sean too. This is more fun than the game.
Look at this.
This is far more fun than the game.
That's Sean at Halloween. I created that with my own sperm, people. She didn't have red eyes though.
Hey, well done. Well done. I think your wife helped. So in any case, yeah, the Red Star team enjoyed a lie down tonight, didn't they?
Maybe they were tired.
Do you think they were narcoleptic?
They were certainly something, but okay, we're trying to fill this out to an hour. Game stats. Our average rating for our players was 7.02. Theirs was 6.70. We had 11 shots at goal. They had 7. On target, 3 each. Blocked 1 each. Possession, 64% to us, 36 to them. Pass success rate, 83.75. Dribbles, I don't even know how you count those. So I'm not going to bother. Tackles, 18 for us, 21 for them. And of our 18, they went down 21 times. Corners, 6-4 to us. And dispossession, they did us 7 and we did them 15 times, mainly because they were laying on the floor, rolling around. But it was quite strange. And they had a bloke called Frimpong on theirs. Abraham Frimpong. Bong, 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 bong. Yeah, so I'm very
God, this is going to be one.
They are a half-decent team. You wouldn't expect the team that are probably one of the best teams in that league, historically and currently, with a decent set of players, with a manager who looks like if you're not going to play properly, he's going to take you out the back, put you down and make you into sausages. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Josh, anything to add to that?
No, Danny's gone full John Welsh, I think.
The hair.
Never go full John Welsh. Vloplob has put in the box here, considering you're in the second round safely, is there some kind of arrangement we could make to leave some points in Cologne, maybe? We could need them. We'd happily do that, Vloplob, because you've been the nicest visitors to the Emirates by far. So, happy days.
Vloplob something?
Yeah, go on.
I'm a fan of Cologne. I mean, my German team is Borussia Dortmund, but my second team is Fortuna Cologne, which when I started supporting them, they were in the Bundesliga, and Tony Woodcock played for them in the second and managed them in the second division. Then they went a bit wonky and ended up in the 7th division. So, Fortuna Cologne.
I'm sorry, I've got to get rid of these bloody Serbian lads in here. They're doing my tits in. What is it with people? You know,
People are just
what's wrong with them?
I don't know.
It's just
Vlob Flob says both of them are fine. That's good. Does he remember Tony Woodcock? It was the Woodcock Derby. Is our next game the Woodcock Derby against Cologne?
Don't know.
No,
No idea.
Yeah, our next game's the 23rd. Which is
Phantom Gaming from Northern Ireland, yeah.
Oh,
sorry, Vlop. They may have been fine, but I've had a guts full of them. They got to go. They've got
John
to go.
wants to know what happened to Walcott. The same thing that's happened to Walcott for the most of his career, I think. Apart from that game against Reading, where he got 7 or 8 goals, but he's still dining out on.
Know. I don't know. In any case, let's go back to the football. It was fairly awful, wasn't it, Josh? Coughlin fell over. They had a chance at goal. Another Red Star break. Debussy with a decent clearance. Then their keeper had a lie down. There was a fantastic save from Macy after a corner. It was turgid. Is that the right description for it?
Yeah, I think whenever Belgrade went and actually tried to attack us, personally, I felt no jeopardy in their attack because they were so blunt and we weren't even great defensively. I just knew they weren't going to score. So it kind of took some of the excitement out of the game. That not excited that we might concede, but at least something was happening. And then just offensively, we've seen the problem in the Europa League and in the Carabao Cup that, putting this team out, they just haven't gelled at all. You think that the best...
Right. Sorry, I'm going to challenge you there. You say they haven't gelled. It is a mismatch. They haven't lost.
It's true, they haven't lost, but look at the performances that we've put in. And, okay, we have...
But I would turn around and say here now, and I'd want your thoughts on this, is it more important for the likes of Ashley Maitland-Niles, or Ainsley Maitland-Niles, sorry, Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nikita, to get minutes and to actually develop their game? Because, okay, I know the argument they're playing out of position is valid. I got no problem with that argument, but these guys are learning on the job, invaluable to them going forward.
Yeah, so I'll agree with the young players that are in there. Actually, Maitland-Niles, I'd probably move out of that kind of fresh player. I think he's been around the first team now for 2 seasons. I think he's in that position now where I'd say right wing back, I think is probably, the position he's played most consistently is that kind of right side of the flank. And I'm quite happy with where he's sitting at the moment, and the performances he should be putting in is his performances for the future. But the other players, the Willocks, the Nelsons, I will give them a benefit of the doubt. But that front 3 was Wilshere, Walcott, and Giroud. Those are basically our first choices for players off the bench, really.
All proven international players.
Absolutely.
I would give you the only argument there, and I'm sorry to harp on about this, but the midfield was a youngster in Willock learning his trade, and Frankie Coughlin.
Yeah, I think we said that was one of the problems, that getting the ball up to those 3 was proving difficult. We saw that eventually, that Jack was the one that dropped back, and when Eddie came on, and we saw a world of difference there, having a more experienced player and next to Coquelin, because he wasn't going to be the guy that was going to play that ball through to any of our strikers. Again, which is again why I wanted to bring El Neni forward, push Coquelin back, so we could have that link being created more consistently up to that front 3. But even then, you'd expect someone like Jack Wilshere to be dropping deeper and be able to carry that ball up to the likes of Theo and OG. We can bounce off them. We know Olivier Giroud's got some great hold-up and build-up play in him. Just, you've seen that video of his goals going around. There needs to be one of his assists, because they're of equal quality to his goals. Equal quality. And that's the kind of thing that, I'd expect them to see, that interplay with those 3. should easily be able to take on a back four of the likes of Belgrade.
It should be, but it didn't tonight, did it?
Right.
JH from Mexico's in the box. Loki 73. Chandrasekharan Ramanmurthy's in the box. I think I just about got away with that. Nicky Wilson. The god Nicky Wilson's in the box. I tell you what.
The game. He was searching everywhere and he found out it was on Arsenal.com, the audio.
Quite good. Yaz Gooner.
George Bird has tweeted something, Chase. He's the man who knows. He says, more evidence it's not worth playing this formation with this group of players. OC Tutu and De Silva should be playing wing backs, if anything. So there you go. That's from the horse's mouth, and that man knows.
Fair enough. Abdul Farah, you've got a question. Go on. Yeah, I mean, the first half, it was just, you had the Bayaka miss. You had Coughlin falling over. Oh, God. Other than the Macy save, it was a bit putrid. And you know, Abdul Farah asks, what is the point of Theo? This is the strange thing I find about Theo, and I'd like you two to talk about this.
His newspaper and slippers in the morning.
But hold up, yeah. He had 19 goals last season. And just as George Bird has spoken about this not being the right formation for Nelson, AMN, and Willock, it's definitely not the right formation for Theo. It's Stephen Edwards. He's talking to Chandrasekharan and saying, I think Maitland Niles, in brackets, conservative. JH is on holiday. Oh, I hope you're enjoying, pal. Norma Ott's here. The wonderful Norma Ott. So, yeah, sorry, I'm wondering here. But it's not the right lineup for a lot of our players, but you would have thought that Walcott's got enough experience to sort of curtail his game and to be able to fit into this. Go on. What do you think on that? Danny, you first, then hand over to Josh, please.
I was reading the comments where Matey Boy, whose name is unpronounceable, Patrice Evra is a salty little cunt. I just love when people just come straight on. I just asked Blob if he's on Twitter, and he says, he'll be on for the next game. Right, what was the question you asked me? If summarise it quickly and I'll answer it.
Listeners, if you thought the Arsenal...
that window, should they? It's their own bloody fault. Stop being entertaining, you bastards.
Oh, Jesus. If you thought the Arsenal are bad tonight, welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland.
We're not in here for any kind of tactical insight. We're the Paul Merson level of entertainment when it comes to football. I don't really know what we're on about.
Gibbering idiots are us. Okay, surely by now Theo should have enough about his game to be able to curtail his game, to manage his game, to fit into this formation. But he seems to be struggling to do that.
Well, he's playing a majority of the games recently have been in the cup games. You look at last season, 5 goals in 3 in the FA Cup, and he got 4 in 6 in the. Fucking knows how he managed to get that. How did he get 4 goals in the Champions League last season?
Or got one against Bayern Munich.
The Emirates Cup.
But this is the thing. Theo loves a big game. Theo's scored against every big team,
unlike many of our other players who don't. But why isn't he doing it? I think it's the only reason it can be is because for ages he said he's got the number 14 shirt. He wanted to be the new Thierry Henry. He came to Arsenal with a bit of a reputation as a hell of a player, a really quick player who played out wide. And we thought that's how Henry started, played out wide. Then he's going to go and play out front. And Thierry said, I want to play out front. Then after he had his go at playing out front and he was dismal at it, he went, I want to go and play on the wing. Then Wenger said, okay, you can play on the wing. And then the next thing you know, we're changing the formation. There is no wing anymore. So the only place you can play is behind the front one in the double 10 as I've trademarked, which I'm taking on Dragon's Den any day soon. And he can't do it. It's not his position. It's not really one for setting up goals. Theo's game is all about pace. And when you're playing in that double 10 role and your job is to supply the striker and maybe drift out wide and then supply the striker, he was crossing like a vampire tonight. It was absolutely terrible. And I feel sorry for the bloke because I bet there isn't a nicer player who's been at Arsenal in the last decade apart from Podolski and Arshavin. And I think he's heading the same way they are, where he's just going to look back and go, I don't know, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, well, there you go. Josh, no, not really.
No.
Josh, you'd have thought with Theo's pace, there'd be a few more runs, there'd be a few more, there'd be a bit more getting involved, probably being a little more selfless in order to make space for runners and for Jack and for Ollie, but seems to be a lack of that as well.
Yeah, Theo's game for a while used to be all about that. He was very good at getting the getting the space for other runners, and it was part of this game that people were missing out on, and he was getting criticised heavily for not doing enough. But a bit like the Mesut Ozil criticism, you'd say watch the game again and you'd see what he actually does, and it is about his ability to push and pull players away. But being in that kind of narrow position, he can't do the game he wants. He wants to pull a player out wide, but then he's blocking his fullback that's marauding up in the likes of Maitland-Niles on his wing, who is equally a super quick player. But yeah, Theo just cannot cope with this team. I think we just need to accept some players can't play in certain formations, and it gives us an adaptability if we ever go to a front three.
But sorry,
Jake was thinking. He just texted me and told me to say that. Honestly,
I genuinely did. I was thinking that. That's exactly the same time. Sorry, Josh.
It's all right. But yeah, as you say, as I'm saying, there are players that cannot play in certain positions. It just doesn't work for them, and we've got that in Theo. If we go back to wingers, then Theo will be, for me, one of the first choices out on that right-hand side for a winger, because I don't think there's anyone better that can play that position. If we go back, which is what I've been advocating for a while, a three up front, you could go with Alexis, Lacazette, and Theo. Know what a forward line that is? It's devastating.
To be fair, won us a lot of games last season, didn't it? But it just left the midfield too open. Nag Bushan Oja has asked, can you guys preview the Man City game? Nag, I'll be honest with you, we're having real trouble reviewing the Red Star games. So the Man City game, we may broach it, but I would not hold out any hope for any sensibility here. And that ended the first half, okay? A ramshackle display, not helped by a referee who was, let's just put it like this, consistency wasn't his middle name. You had a lot of Red Star players lying around the pitch. It was painful to watch. Second half kicks off. And we came up with a bit of spirit, I thought. I thought we had a lot more tempo to our game. It was very difficult to have the same tempo as the first half because there's none. But we had a pop. Ollie got a shot on, which was just off target. Nelson had a great run. Were you a bit more excited beginning the second half?
No, not really. My plan for a game is I've got my computer here and then my big monitor, and then the telly's over there. And then I sit here and I thought for the first 10 minutes, I'll just get the show ready, type up a few bits, get the JPEG ready. And then I thought I'll do that for 10 minutes and I'll go and sit over there in front of the telly, a couple of foot from the telly, and I'll engulf myself in some wonderful football. And then after half an hour, I thought, nah. Half time, I thought, nah. 3/4 of the way through, I thought, nah. And at about 70 minutes, I changed the JPEG to 0-0 and left it like that and saved it. And that's the way it ended up. It sums up the entire game. No, I wasn't much more hopeful. I thought Jack might do something, but some people say that that is Jack's best position. I think games like this have shown that he shouldn't be playing in that dual 10 role. I don't care if he's got number 10 on his back. He shouldn't have that 10 on his back. He should have a number 4 on his back, or possibly a number 8 on his back. But I think he's not.
To be honest, I'll come to Josh now. Josh, I was baiting you in the other group, our listeners. Yeah, I put a message. We have a couple of groups in WhatsApp, and I was winding Josh up in one, put a little message in the other one for John Welsh. John, comment in the other group, please. I think Josh might break and cry. And John Welsh, to be fair, good as gold as ever, like clockwork, comes in. To be fair, Josh held his end up. I thought you did very well there, mates. You looked for the positives where there were none. But I made the comment. We both made the comment. Jack was poor. It's about 5 minutes, 10 minutes into the first half, and then all of a sudden he came to life a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I had a feeling. I put, we have our pro clubs team. We've also got a WhatsApp there. I had a feeling that Jack was going to throw a bit of an Alexis style performance, not really do anything for most of the game, but then have one moment of absolute magic that exonerates the rest of his performance. Because we'll just be like, oh, I don't care. We had that one moment. A bit like the last game against Red Star, that I don't think he had a great game there either. But, he had that moment of magic that led to the goal. So I think just overall with Jack's game, it wasn't great. It was probably worse than his last performance as well. We had the moment of where he got taken out by that guy, and which I thought was a fair challenge, and he went and put in a dodgy tackle on him and lost his head a little bit. What was the other moment he had as well? The dive, that as well. I think we need to highlight that because it's something that we need to mention it.
That's the next comment. Was it a dive for you?
I've just labelled it a dive, so yes, it was.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm asking the question.
No. Yeah. It's for me, it's a dive. He's looking for the penalty. It was something that I think perhaps he was seeing the other team getting away with going to ground quite easily. That's the only excuse I'm going to give him for that.
Danny, can you start retweeting something here? I mean, these poor buggers in the chat box are all alone. Bubba Irish Gooner on Twitter at Colin Bonner. Anthony Latak plays for FC Astra in Romania now. Norma is in Twitter as well. I love these people.
I know.
Right now, do you realise right now there's 139 people watching this?
Didn't somebody ask for our predictions about the Man City game? Because I can get mine done in about 10 seconds.
We'll come in. We'll come into that later. We will.
Got it lined up, people.
Yeah, we'll come into that later. So Danny, was it a dive from Jack?
I think I agree with Josh that it was, because when you get into that stage of the game, the fans were getting restless. All 500 people that were there. I think the TV and the club uses Photoshop to make it look like it was 200,000 people sell out. But when you get into that stage of the game, you start clutching at straws, and that's what he did. That's what he was trying to do. So he probably said he didn't. I mean, it's one of those where, depending on how you look at it, it could have gone either way. But yeah, I think it probably was. You? What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. He went down, didn't he? He went down. It's one of those where, he didn't make a meal out of it, but it's one of those things where we see the opposition get away with it against us all too often, and you got to go with it. I don't like to see it, but I'm not gonna hang him for it. It wasn't a Coughlin, flailing arms everywhere. Looks like he's been shot, but it was a dive. It was a potential handball that which the referee waved away, which I thought was fair enough. It was close. You've seen them given, but I didn't blame the referee there. There's the Coughlin attempted shot where he had the ball taken off him by Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We were on top at that point, and it looked promising, didn't it, Josh?
Yeah, I think we looked promising for most of our attacks during the game. There was just that case we were missing either that final ball was just lacking a little bit of quality. I thought it was good to see us actually attempt crosses into Giroud, but I think the crosses just weren't of that quality that he really needs to be getting shots that are really meaningful on target. But otherwise, it was, so our approach play was a little bit sloppy, but I think with just a little bit more time on the training ground with this kind of group, then perhaps they'll get a little bit tighter. We could see a few more goals, but otherwise,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, I was quite happy with
that's his 20th goal of the season.
Who's that?
Bring him back.
What? Bring back Bentner.
Yeah.
Goal scoring machine. I knew he would be one day.
Oh,
I've got nothing to
Jesus
say about
wept.
that.
Oh, look, you know what I mean, dear listeners. Please give us a thumbs up because this is painful. This is painful. The effort we go to in here, guys. If I do miss any of the comments, I do apologise. There's the chat box is flying tonight.
I get told off to read it. Yeah, Lord Bentner from formerly.
People in there.
He's Emperor Bentner now. He changed over. He got a rebrand over the summer. Yeah, he's Emperor Bentner.
We've reached that level. So at this point in the game, Jack kind of starts to run it a bit, which I thought was really good. There was his effort on goal, magnificent clearance from the from the Red Star defender. It was acrobatic, fantastic, fair play. You know, you got to give it credit. It was a top effort and a top clearance. Dan,
Yes.
what were your thoughts on it?
I thought it was very unlucky. Lovely bit of control by Jack. He might have panicked a little bit, but he controlled it superbly. And there was just a stroke of luck. He had it past the goalkeeper, and as that bloke jumped up in the air, he went full Patrice Evra on the ball and got it out of the way. I thought I might have said fuck at the time. Well, I was quite sad in that. Yeah. There you go. That's all I have to say. That Jack was unlucky. That should have been the 1-0.
Oh, it was a superb clearance, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Just no begrudging that. You could say, oh, Jack should have hit it harder, but you know, it was there. The key, you know, the player just did really well. I don't think there's anything you can really say more than that on it, to be honest.
No. I mean, they'd had a couple of efforts at Bayaki where he just couldn't hit the target for love nor money.
Terrible when Bukaki doesn't get on the target, isn't it? Their faces.
Oh, Jesus wept. There's going to be a comment like about a painter's radio soon. Honestly, if you're listening to this on iTunes, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologise.
That means you own an Apple device and you're a sad chicken monkey. I don't know what a chicken monkey is. I don't know
is this the Bait Josh show?
What? I hate Apple. I hate all Apple monkeys as well.
Oh, Jesus, mate.
You want an Apple device, put it in the bin.
Shoot me now.
Can you get yourself a Nokia? Oh, Everett's kicking off on the telly. I love it.
Danny.
Hello, yes.
Fucking behave. Right. Okay. So Eddie Nketiah came on, seemed to show a bit. Did he have an impact, Dan, do you think?
He definitely tried. There was one point, maybe about 10 minutes after he came on, where he looked like he's really up for the game because he took on about 2 or 3 of their defenders on the left-hand side of the penalty box, and then he ended up passing the ball. I think he might have passed the ball back to one of our players, or it looked like he was going to do it and he ended up coming to nothing. But the fact that he was willing to do that and he was willing to run at them, because those defenders, they hadn't had anybody running at them with that much passion, which is, we all want to see that. And that's why I love it when you see a young player come in and do stuff like that, because they really have nothing to lose. They just go and run their arse off. And you see people like Giroud. I mean, did Giroud even touch the ball for the entire game? Not really getting down on Giroud here because he didn't have Sanchez and Ozil supplying him. If those Sanchez and Ozil would have played tonight, Giroud could have got a hatful. But that's the way it works at the moment. Giroud has agreed to stay at the club, and that's going to be your role at the club, Giroud, because you're not going to be starting in the Premier League much, if at all, for us. So yeah,
it was very difficult. It's very difficult because once again, you know, there did seem to be a lack of leadership from the senior players. I thought Debussy again was decent. Holding coming back into a bit of confidence. And then he was okay at centre half. You know, a couple of mistakes, but you know, it's difficult for him to learn another position. But there was no real spine to the team. As
a general rule, if you beat a team away, then you're going to think, oh well, if we beat them away, we're going to beat them by even more at home. But it didn't work out like that. 1-0 away was a bit of a lucky. So if we would have had 0-0 away and 0-0 at home, we'd have thought, well, that's not too bad. I expected more because you think, well, if you beat them there, you've got to beat them here. But they're no mugs. They'll go on and win their last 2 games, and they'll probably go through to the next round with us. I think that's how the WAFA Cup works.
Well, Fob Flop Blob, I'm hoping Cologne string together.
Yes.
well, I'm not a win against us, but definitely something to see if they can do anything. But Josh, the Kanye was taken off of them, and he had a full strop, didn't he? He had toys everywhere. The toys had been thrown at the pram. He was not a happy bunny, was he?
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. I thought he had a fairly decent game because he was the one that was really kind of linking up with Buyake up front and kind of sending him away for those runs. But yeah, it was quite nice to have some form of entertainment to watch during that 90 minutes.
Don't say runs with
Yeah,
Jason
it was. I know, Anthony. You get, but you are correct. I have. It's not good. Tell you what, boys, being office-based nowadays is killing me. It's absolutely killing me. The pounds have gone on. Jesus wept. Can somebody put something nice about me in there, please?
I hate that.
It's a bit harsh. Oh, God, this game was boring. I'm so sorry. And then, genuinely, on my notes, another one takes a lie down. I've never seen anything like it. They'd lied. Somebody brushed past them. They'd be lying down for a couple of minutes. It was atrocious. Great cross by Jack. Walcott had a header. Bit difficult. Didn't quite hit the target. They up, didn't they?
You're talking to
the Walrus and the Hedgehog. We like you. We like you a lot. Dan?
You broke up then. What did you say?
Sorry. Jack whipped a cross in. Theo header. He missed the target, but at least it was something. We were actually challenging them at the back.
We were, yeah. Is that the one where are we up to the point yet where Coughlin had his cross?
No. We're saving that for later.
Oh, great! That's the best part of the game for me. I'm just see that you're watching Question Time, and so am I. Can't understand a word they're saying. That's because it's on mute. Yeah, it's nice to see them to keep trying. All of them kept trying to the end, and yeah, I'm not too disappointed about a 0-0. Just sometimes you get an interesting 0-0, and other times you get a shit 0-0. And sadly, tonight was a shit 0-0. Half decent performance, clean sheet, got us through to the next round. Everything we kind of wanted, then that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was
It's the kind of game that we can afford to put in this kind of performance in Europe, to be fair. The group stages, you don't necessarily need to play well, you just need to get it done. And that's basically for tournament football, full stop, isn't it? That's why it's been so well.
It's bad, Josh. Then what's the next two games going to be like? Now we qualified.
Well, yeah, remember in the Champions League when we used to put this kind of team out against the likes of Olympiacos? Yeah. We'll be sending the under-12s out next.
Get Flamini. He's not doing anything. Get him back and get him back on a free. But start up front. Win goal. Fuck it. Who cares?
Where's Justin Hoyt these days?
Dagenham and Redbridge, I think.
The side of it. But hold up, big guys. Isn't this the difficult side of it, okay? We're still unbeaten in Europe, okay? The Watford, Stoke and Liverpool were, the Liverpool performance is atrocious. The Watford performance is atrocious. Stoke, we were a bit unlucky, to be honest with you. But, we're winning We're winning a lot of games. Obviously, the acid test is going to be City and the Spuds, but surely the whole thing is to not, if you're not going to play well, win. And we have been doing that. Tonight it wasn't a great performance. It was painful to watch, but didn't lose, did we?
But
I think that's our first draws. Is that our first draw all season?
What, in all competitions?
Yeah. No, we've had one in the league, and I can't think who was. Chelsea, 0-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, we drew against Chelsea. Sorry. So it's only our second draw of the season. So, are we that bad?
I'd rather a 5-5 draw. If it's going to be a game you can throw away, do a 5-5 draw. Make it an interesting game, at least for our fucking sake. Oh, the Coquelin hat-trick. And Xhaka got one as well. And the goalkeeper came up for a corner and scored. Oh, what a game. 5-0 down to 5-5. It's ready all over again. That's what we want to be saying. Not going, well, the paint on the seat looked a bit bad, didn't it? And the wind was a bit windy and the sky was a bit dark and that Bukaki was all over everyone in the front row. I don't want any of that,
Yeah, well. No. I mean, we are grasping at straws here. We're a bit like Josh trying to defend Coughlin. It's terrible. Sorry. There was an awful offside decision on Theo. Another one had a lie down. Embarrassment. These are my notes. And the ref is a bit of a twat.
I thought he was all right.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
All right.
There was he penalised Giroud for a header in the box and for being aggressive, and yet there was one far worse later from a Red Star player which he ignored. Jack was clearly hacked down from behind outside the box. Maybe the dive earlier on had an impact on that, but I didn't see him as consistent. I really didn't. And I don't like
FIFA 18 squad battles where no matter what you do, one nudge and you get a yellow and they can shoot you in the face and they get away with it. And people who know play FIFA 18 squad battles, they're feeling my pain right now. Right this very second, exactly now.
The hell's gone on there?
What? Has it gone wonky?
No, I'm losing the will to live. It was just really difficult, wasn't it? It was just really difficult game tonight to watch. But again, not a loss. I'm trying to salvage the positives here. But then I come to Coughlin's shot. Oh God, he had all the technique of a badger.
I said to you earlier, didn't I? I said with that Coughlin shot, he might as well have put a first class stamp on it and posted it to me for all the fucking use it was. Ridiculous.
It was difficult. It was difficult to watch.
Even Matt Macy looked at that and went, "Oh fuck me, I could have done better than that." And I've never touched the ball with my feet in my life.
Josh, what did you think of that?
Yeah, there's no defending that, right? Well, to be fair, Red Star didn't need to defend it, so I think that tells you everything you need to know about the shot.
Yeah, sums it up perfectly.
And here we go. First half awful, second half better. Not much. Those are my notes.
Are you not concerned? Do you think Theo and Giroud are going to be? Oh, pardon me. Do you think they're going to be playing in the next two games?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I think he's going to stick with this. The group stages. I think this is the Carabao Cup, and I think he's at least we're managing the Premier League squad. So all we need now is the Premier League squad to deliver in the next two games. And actually, I know this is being ultra positive before anybody gets on my back, but if you win your next two games, we're in a good position. You win against the City, you win against Spurs, you're in a really, really good position. And yes, okay, I may be being ultra positive, but I see a lot of doom and gloom at the moment, and I don't agree with that. Okay. Let's go to the City game. Right. Okay. Chat box. Here we go. Marcus Hodges. Coughlin couldn't hit the barn if he's inside it. That's brilliant. Hold a bit. Who's this? Who's this? Theo Tully. You better get used to UEFA because you're going to be there next year. Oh, ta-da, Tully.
I don't think we will be there next year. I think we'll be
I genuinely
Europa League.
I don't get trolls. What's going on? Right, chat box. If you've got any questions, pop them in now. We're going to go straight to questions and have a chat about this. Yeah, and Corey Austin, we love you, Corey. If you could give us a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. I know this is painful to listen to. I'm not sure if it's any better than the game, but my God, it's difficult to talk about tonight. Okay, lads, for the City game, everybody's doom and gloom, and City look fantastic at the moment. They really do. But as has been said by numerous people in the chat box tonight, City play football, and we generally perform better against teams who do play football, unless it's Bayern Munich.
If I'd have said that, you'd have told me to shut up.
No. I've just got to put it in there. I'm like, I genuinely think we are going to beat City. And before anybody starts calling me deluded, I know I'm being ultra positive, okay? I know. But that's the way I feel about this. I just think we've got a chance because, you know, the performance against Chelsea was very disciplined. You add into that the ability of Sanchez and Ozil and Lacazette, which he's going to have to start with those three up top. I think. I don't think he's going to go with Warby, which may answer Abhishek Mandvika's question, and there is another one about that later. But, you know, I think he's going to start with those guys, and I don't think City's defence has been challenged this season yet.
Yeah,
I don't think it has.
They conceded 2 to West Brom last week.
Yeah, okay, that's away from home. You know, yeah. So, you know, I think, you know, we really are gonna, you know, we really could do something, but we're gonna have to be disciplined, and we're gonna have to play the game of the season. Josh, your thoughts?
I actually agree with you. I think we will win. We'll certainly score against them. Put it that way. We'll probably concede. But I think a sneaky 2-1. We've got a lot of players that turn up in big games that generally don't turn up against the smaller teams. I'm thinking, well, Theo Walcott always generally turns up against a Pep Guardiola team. Put it that way. Pep is shit scared of Theo Walcott. He's said it before when he was at Bayern and when he was at Barcelona. Theo Walcott gives him the heebie-jeebies. You've also got Alexis, big game player. Aaron Ramsey, big game player as well, and he'll be in the heart of that midfield. And I think they showed it against Chelsea that we can play against these big teams. But I would agree that I think we can win. You know, I don't think someone like Theo will start, but off the bench, you can run at that defence, and that defence is not very good going backwards. Press that goalkeeper. He's very, very good. He's better than Claudio Bravo. He's not going to give us one, but
no.
I think if we go in with the right game plan, I think we can do it. I really do.
Jake Paul, hello. Lawrence Hiskey, what's our back five for Sunday? I like that. And Chandras Karan Ramurthy, win for fuck's sakes. he's shocked. Danny,
you're thinking of what to say now, aren't you?
No, what do you think about the City game? Do you think we got a hope?
Well, I think that sums up how I feel about Sunday's game. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Dan, that may be a little insensitive. Dan, that may be a little insensitive at this moment in time.
Oh, fuck yes. No, I didn't mean that. Yeah.
It's okay, pal. It's okay.
About the weekend. If we get away with 5-0, I'll be quite happy, because Wenger is not going to say to Ozil, you go out there and you play for us like you fucking play for Germany, or I'm going to break your stupid legs, you spindly little goggle-eyed twat. Sanchez, you fucking give the ball away once, I'm going to break your legs as well. I'm going to fuck you up. And read him a bit out of the Bible, and then show him a suitcase full of bright gold stuff. And that'd be it. That's it. It's not going to happen because it's fucking ruined, and I'm going to have to get out of bed for that shit. That's like getting out of bed so someone shout through the letterbox that I'm fat. I'm not going to enjoy it.
This is the thing. See, I've got to be honest. You know, I hear a lot of people listen to this week's pod, and Alga, and many people have said this. Football's about winning trophies. I got news for people. More teams don't win trophies than do win trophies. Yes, that's the aim of the game, but you know, you're there to compete. Sports about competition. That's the main thing. You know, look. I'm not going to go into the rights and wrongs of Arsene Wenger at the moment. That's for the podcast, not for this. Okay.
Podcast.
But the bottom line is, you play sport to compete, and the better you get, the more chance you got of winning stuff. And when you get to that position, then you look at it. Yes, as a club, we should be than when we are. There's no getting away from that. Okay, we're not in the position we probably should be, and that's another conversation. But there's you're not going to win a trophy in October, in November. You win those at the end of the season, but you can put yourself in a position. So we have to go up. We have to go to City with a positive mindset, and unless we do that, we've got no hope. So for all the doom and gloom, and I get it, I get why people have got are full of doom and gloom. If you're competing, you can't think of it that way. You have to be positive. You have to look at it and think, do you know what? Okay, we haven't been great, but today's the day we turn it around. Today's the day. There is plenty of talent in this squad.
Today's the day.
There's plenty of talent.
Picnic. That's about the only thing I'm looking forward to. It's going to be
awful. That's not the way we...
A chance. They're going to rip us apart.
Dan, if the team go out with that sort of mentality, then they're not going to win. But you can't. No, I genuinely don't believe that. I do believe there has been some mismanagement, and that's why we sometimes crumble.
Well, the Liverpool go out to them and say, "Yeah, look, here's a video of the last 4 home games where they scored 20 and conceded bugger all." They're not going to go out and go, "Look, you make sure this happens. You make sure this happens," and then get other videos and go, "Well, these are the goals they've conceded. We need to do what they've done to concede it." Then you've got to just go out and then go, "Defense, do what you want. Strikers, do what you want. I'll sit here. Occasionally, I might stand up." And that's going to be your lot. That's all I'm going to do. And that's what he will do. And you'll see on Sunday, he'll do bugger all.
Right, I got to be honest. You don't know that he does that. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Okay?
We'll see.
But this is the bottom line. Okay, these guys don't have that thought process. Okay, look, and let's be honest. Oxlade-Chamberlain's no longer at the club.
True.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So so Josh, you look at the mindset for Sunday's game. And how do you tackle this game? How would you look at this game, and how would you set up?
Sorry,
before you start, Bogan and Gito 3 are in the box. Danny Cook's in the box. Oh, Joe Madeira is in the box. I tell you what, Mukhtar Danir's in the box. No Limit Stunner's in the box. Oh my God, all my favourites are back. All my favourites.
Well,
sorry, Josh.
When we went to them and we beat them 2-0 in January 2015, I'm looking at the 13 players they used during that game. 10 of those players are no longer at the club. I'm looking at all the players we used. Only Flamini, Rosicky and Ox aren't at the club. That's how you change things around. You go, you've lost, right? We're not doing what we need to do. We change the manager. We're going to change all the players, and then we're going to go and start it and do it again. What have we done? We only got rid of a couple, and they all
didn't Coquelin play that game?
Yes,
he started next to Santi.
Yeah.
Yes.
His first game for the Arsenal back, wasn't it?
Yeah, bring him back. There we go. There's our solution. Coquelin in our midfield. There we go.
We're going to win. I will make a point as well. Jim Howson's made it. Joe Madeira's made it. Jim Howson's in the box. Hi, Jim. We beat City in the quarterfinals, and we were the better team.
Yeah, I don't know why there's so much doom and gloom around Man City in us playing it. I think it's just the fact that everybody likes to moan at Arsenal. So we're just expecting the doom and gloom, expecting us to lose. I really don't think it's going to be that bad. We've played a lot of Pep Guardiola teams, and we've not been heavily beaten in a lot of them, really. And then if we have, it's been because they've got some kind of phenomenal player known as Lionel Messi, who's going to rip any team apart on his day. The City team hasn't got anyone of that standard by any stretch of the imagination. And I think we've got it that we can take it to them. I think copy what West Brom did. They played with 2 up front, and we go from there. Occupy them. I think if you get Olivier Giroud on, John Stones and Otamendi are not going to deal well with Olivier Giroud running at them at some point, elbows out, going for scorpion kicks left, right, and centre. It's the kind of performance that I think we can easily put in, and I think we're fine.
With Giroud running at those two, it'd be like a scene from Jurassic Park where you hear in the distance a thud, thud, thud. You've got about an hour to get out of the way before he gets to you. Have you seen what I've just retweeted? A picture of Santi Cazorla's ankle on the front cover of is it La Marca? Where they've actually got a skin graft from part of his arm onto the inside of his right ankle, and part of it has got his tattoo on it. Go and have a look at it. I've just retweeted it. I've just favoured it.
I really can't be bothered.
That is horrendous. It's lucky he's still got a foot. He's never played
Photoshop though.
Like you got to be feel for Santi. You know, the injuries. It's one of those things. Okay, so we've spoken about City. Norma Ott asks, does Wenger go with the Wobie over Merzet? Josh?
No, we missed Ozil against Chelsea when we played Iwobi there. Iwobi was very, very good overall, but he was missing that world-class pass that you can get from Ozil just to play our strikers in. There's no way I'm dropping Mesut Ozil for a game like this.
Yeah. Danny?
I'd drop Ozil because he can't be relied. He's a big-time bottler like most of our players, and I would go and play. I suppose I'll play forward at back. I want to go back to forward at back because we haven't got 3 central defenders. And of the ones that we do use, we have to keep rotating them. And Man City play forward at back. And I think sometimes it's good to mirror the team that you're playing. And I'd like forward at back. I'd have 3 in midfield.
So you're gonna go up to the best team in the land at this moment in time.
They won't be expecting it. They won't be expecting it. In fact, I play 11 goalkeepers.
Okay.
Something you can't do what we always do. Turn up and expect to do the same old shit, and that's a sign of madness, isn't it? You do the same thing.
Hold up, yeah. But it worked in the semi-final, and it worked in the final of the FA Cup last year.
Oh, well, that's the 1 in a million bloody times, isn't it? And no one thought we'd bloody beat Chelsea in a cup final. It will never happen again.
No one thinks we're going to win this game, but we do. We might.
Who predicted a win in that cup final?
Well, fucking me. I predicted we'd lose about 6-0. Was it?
It was me. Of course it was me. It's always bloody me. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a gambler.
Only in love.
Oh, stop being a grumpy twat. Mr. V also asked about Ozil. Should he start against City? I would go yes, but if he was to be dropped, I would like to see, and this is answering Mr. V's question again, why doesn't Laka and Ollie ever start together? I would go with 2 up top. I would go with Lacazette and Ozil and Ollie and see what happens. But I would prefer Ozil to start. And I never thought I didn't think I'd say that recently. But yeah.
Did you see I think it was Bleacher Report were putting out the stat on Ozil versus Kevin De Bruyne from this season, and Ozil is the more creative player.
That's from one game where we've got 8 goals scored.
No, it's for the whole. It's for the whole season, and he's played like 100 less minutes than Kevin De Bruyne.
And what's he done with that? Has he scored 6 goals and got 15 assists or something?
In all fairness, Josh, I wouldn't temper that with the fact of they also have Sane. Yeah, they also have
David
Silva. They also have Sterling, who's playing well. So it gets shared. The work rate gets shared about there, doesn't it? So it may be slightly disfigured, a distorted stat, but
aren't all stats distorted?
Yeah, they are. Okay, so Chandra Sakar
scored 1 goal and got 2 assists. Even Ramsey's got better than that. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists. So how does that? What the fuck are they on about? They're just twisting numbers to make it look good.
But who are those 2 players? Are passing up to Aguero? We haven't got a striker of that quality.
Kolasinac has got 3 goals and 3 assists more. That's more than bloody Ozil. I think that was my big.
Okay, let's not get into that argument now. Okay, let's not get into that argument now. Chandraskaran Ramamurthy asks, how much were the tickets for tonight's shit show? I believe they were a tenner.
I think Fife had one, and he gave it away to a friend of his that he met in South America. He said, "Yeah, I'll just have it. Sit next to me."
Yeah, tenner ticket. I think it's tenner ticket.
Uh,
Simon A asks, "Are we going to play Xhaka and Ramsey in the midfield against City, Dan?"
I was just reading someone's. They've both scored. They've both created 30 goal scoring chances, which haven't been put away. So, what was your question?
It's Simon's question, and he asks, "Are we going to play Xhaka and Ramsey against Man City?"
I think we probably will do, yeah. Although you'd have to tell Xhaka to go a little bit more harder in on people. Or depends on if you want to shut down the midfield or not. Because if you want to bring on the cock and say to the cock, don't go past the halfway line, go out there and do a job and hack people down. Rotational foul their best players. Do what they do to us. Don't let them play football. It won't happen.
I don't think you can stop them playing football, to be honest. I think they're too good for that. I just think all you can do is play football against them. Josh, your thoughts on that? Josh, are you on mute?
Oh, Paul Gimli. Yes, I was on mute. Yeah, I think we can out-football them on our day. It's been said before that Arsenal can outplay anybody on their day. I see no reason why we can't do it on Sunday.
Pablo Mar puts in, no shoot. What?
I should offer odds to you than the ABW. I'll be the bookie. I'll offer you 10 to 1 that we don't win.
Oh, you are Mr. Happy. Take care, Norma Art. Take care. Who else was there? Who was leaving? Oh, Jesus.
Just left.
Squires. Cheers, Squires. No, Pablo puts in there, no shooting for Coughlin.
Yeah, then that's a definite requirement. We've been going over an hour.
Oh, do you know what? We're going to wrap this up now. I'm genuinely... it's been strange. Who wants the last question? Somebody give me a question. Come on. We have one last question, then we're wrapping this up. It was a putrid game of football tonight. The positive side is, we didn't lose. It was a young team. These guys are getting minutes. They are learning on the job, which is nice to see. I do apologise to the whole chat box and anybody who listens to this. It's been a painful one to do.
Breathe, man. And 23 years.
Chandras Karan, bear with me a second. When have we ever out football? Danny, shut the fuck up. Chandras Karan asks, when have we ever out footballed a quality team? Cup final, bro. Cup final.
2-0 Man U. That game as well.
Yeah, but they won quality. Here we go, Oscar. No, that's a statement more than anything. Joe Madeira question. Oh, Jesus. even the chat box taking the mickey out of us. Okay, score for Sunday. Danny, score for Sunday. That's from So Fine.
We're going to lose 4-0.
Josh.
2-1 the Arsenal.
Oh, I was going to go for 2-1 the Arsenal. 2-1 the Arsenal as well. That's what I'm going for. And that's the way it is. Marble Halls. Am I being deluded to say we will beat Spurs soon? Yeah, no, I don't think you are. I don't think you are at all, pal. I think the Spuds are playing okay. You can't get away from facts, but the North London derby is the North London derby, and it's a little bit special. So the form rarely plays a part in that.
Nicky Wilson new cock to score first.
Nicky does love the wind-up, doesn't he? Joe Madeira 3-2 to the Arsenal.
No limit 2-1 Arsenal.
Stephen Edwards is going. Take care, Steve. So Fine's going. Right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I've had enough. Yes. On a night where Red Star Belgrade decided they needed a nap on the Emirates turf, and it was just the most painful game to watch. It was horrible. There was a few bright moments. A little bit of skill from Jack and a couple of others and Nelson, but it was no finest hour. It's been a difficult radio show. So I'd just like to thank Josh. Josh, thank you.
Thank you, Jace, for having me on. It's a shame about the game. but I'm sure he's made something to come out of it.
Yeah, of what quality, I'm not
We
sure.
didn't have to go right to the bottom of the barrel and mention the referee looking like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, gee, you had to go there, didn't you? You had to go there. Danny, thank you as ever, pal.
Cheers, much then. We've only got 2 more of these games to go. Then we're back doing podcasts on Thursday, people.
Yeah, until it starts back up. But there you go. And again, thank you to the chat box. As always, you are superb. There's still 110 people watching. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
They're all bots.
If we've helped your inability to sleep, what do they call an inability to sleep? What do they call it?
Insomnia.
Thank you. I couldn't think of that. If we cured your insomnia, we're really happy. But you are all superb. The chat box is an absolute joy. Even to the fans who decided to jump in and wind us up later on. Well, if they do listen back, if they do listen back and want to abuse us, I just want to say to them, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, guys. Switch this off.
Oh, God.
Good night. Take care, all. Give us a thumbs up if you can. Love you. Oscar Arias. I'm a Russian boy, actually. Oscar, you're a lunatic, bro. You're a lunatic.
I'm pressing in.
Ah, thank God for that.